Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening. The nursing union claims our major hospitals are still desperately understaffed, despite a government recruitment blitz. The dispute today reaching the Industrial Commission, health officials admitting safe staffing remains a problem.
The fight for more staff has been a long and strenuous one for Tasmania's nurses and midwives.
Our members would say that they haven't been heard and that they're crying out for help, and they believe that the government think that there isn't an issue.
The union taking the state's health department to a meeting with the Industrial Commission today, with health officials making verbal and written submissions, admitting there is a problem when it comes to safe staffing.
That's a positive step forward, and hopefully it means we can come to some positive solutions.
Though the extent of the problem could prove to be a roadblock. The ANMF says the department is reporting more than 33 full-time equivalent vacancies at the Launceston General Hospital, while the union claims there are more than 44 of them in the hospital's emergency department alone. At the Royal Hobart Hospital, the department recorded more than 45 FTE vacancies, when the union believes there are well over 10 in just one ward. The Health Department's acting secretary says they're not counting medical locums and agency staff.
If you've got an agency nurse on a shift, the shift is covered, it's not vacant. Whereas it's vacant in terms of you're going to advertise it, because you're not going to leave it with an agency nurse long term.
Nurses and midwives say it's not as simple as that.
They have provided data saying where they have filled positions with agency staff. There are still over 400 vacant positions, and that's from people who are working to try and fill these positions across the state.
But the government is confident its recruitment blitz will plug the shortfalls over time.
Nearly 1,600 new workers have been employed since April to try and address the gaps in our healthcare system. And also we've now put $14 million on the table.
Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
Swimmers will be able to get back in the River Derwent soon, with the Health Department giving the all clear. Effluent was detected in the water last week due to a failure at a sewage plant near the Cadbury factory. Ruby Cairns is with us. She's in Sandy Bay. And Ruby, what's the latest advice for the next few days?
Kim, it's been a major effort to get to this stage, with multiple water tests done over the past few days since Thursday, which is when the problem was first detected. 5 out of 6 major swimming beaches around Hobart are now deemed safe to swim in, including Long Beach in Sandy Bay here.
Chilly winds and clouds. Not quite the enticing beach weather Tasmanians were looking forward to when they returned to the Derwent's previously dirty waters for a dip.
The water quality was acceptable at all of the sites that were used for recreational swimming, with the single exception of one site in West Belrive Beach.
Belrive's still on high alert after E. coli was detected, but Nutgrove and Long Beach in Sandy Bay, Howrah and Little Howrah on the eastern shore, as well as Windermere Beach in Glenorchy, have since been deemed safe for swimming. It follows rigorous testing at over 20 sites to treat the wastewater after sewage spilled into Cameron Bay on Thursday night.
Around the clock to reseed that plant, so that involved trucking some sludge from other treatment plants to reseed the bacteria that does all the good work.
We tested more areas than we would normally. We put them through our public health laboratory. Fair high level of confidence that we can reopen those beaches.
The Public Health Director encouraging people not to consume shellfish caught in the River Derwent, not just today but every day, warning fish should be served with a side of caution.
Shellfish can concentrate bacteria, concentrate viruses, and they can also concentrate metals and chemicals that may be present in the waters.
Taswater assuring the community it won't be left in murky waters as the Cadbury factory looks to reopen in coming days.
We're working really closely with Mondelez. We're meeting with them daily to ensure that we can get their waste back to a compliant level so they can begin discharging.
There is also additional advice to swimmers, and that's to actually wait another 2 days, given we have seen some rain, which increases the risks around stormwater runoff. So, Kim, that means Boxing Day might just be the perfect time for a post-Christmas dip, I should say.
I like the sound of that. Thank you, Ruby. Or to other local news, and one person has been flown by air ambulance to Royal Hobart Hospital after a frightening crash on the Midland Highway near Jericho. The smash happened just before 1:30 at the intersection with Mud Walls Road, with one car believed to have turned into the path of the other. Police initially thought it was a multi-car pile-up due to the large amount of debris spread across the highway. 3 additional people were taken to hospital by road. None have life-threatening injuries. Systemic cultural issues and mismanagement are among the damning findings made by an upper house inquiry into the University of Tasmania Act. The committee's final report was handed to the Legislative Council's president this morning. It made 19 recommendations, including the state government carry out a review into the UTAS Act to help improve how the university is governed.
And that will really, I think, be an opportunity to restore some trust and some confidence in the university.
The government says it will consider all findings and recommendations before responding. Well, Murph is out and about yet again, experiencing what you can see locally as part of Tourism Tasmania's Longer Days offering. Murph, where have you ended up tonight?
Well, Kim, I'll give you a little bit of a clue. We're 1 hour, 45-minute driving time from Hobart, about 2 hours from Launceston. We found ourselves in Taralea village, and how beautiful it is here too, with the gardens, the paddocks, the valleys, and also the hydroelectric power scheme that was built here many years ago. And lucky that was built here because along with it was this magnificent lodge. I think I found myself in the lounge area of the lodge, where the residents who come and book and stay and play here can congregate. Lucky I have Simon with me from the village to tell me more about it. When was this all built, Simon?
Built back in the 30s, like you said, when the hydroelectric scheme was getting up and running.
It must have been a hive of activity, hundreds of people here at the time.
Yeah, it was, for years, lots of time.
And of course we're expecting hundreds more through the summer months as you open up the accommodations here.
Yep, we hope so. We've got 9 exquisite rooms in the lodge, which has had, kept up with the times, and beautiful rooms here. We've also got other accommodation available down in the village, a cafe and a restaurant that's open 7 days a week, whether you're travelling through to the Central Highlands or staying with us. Plenty to do and see.
And of course you have a number of permanent residents, 4 in particular, don't speak very well, but they're very woolly characters. They're your Highland cows.
They are, and we were lucky enough to see one today, and he was pretty up for the game.
Yeah, well, very frisky. And what was his name?
Oh, you've put me on the spot, so I'll just go with Fluffy.
And Fluffy likes a little bit of a treat every now and then. They're very, very tame. You can walk up and pat them and feed them banana peels.
Banana peels will get them coming right over to the fence for you.
And as you said, we've got the Derwent Valley just on one side. We've got the Central Highlands on the other. It's a great place to sort of eat, drink, stay and play right here on spot.
Yep, we've also got some walking trails here, and you can look down the penstocks at the Art Deco power station down there. And plenty of fishing in the local area.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Art Deco power station as well, and it's still operating and providing power around Tasmania and further afield. Make sure you do put Taralea on your travel list as you get out and about for the longer days of summer that we've got with us at the moment. But remember, there's only 9 exquisite rooms here at the lodge, so be early to book. Kim, I'm going to write my name down right now. I'll be back later with the weather.
Okay, we'll see you then. A man has been charged with drug trafficking and other offences after police intercepted a vehicle in Burnie this morning. Officers uncovering quantities of methamphetamine, GHB, cannabis and $42,000 in cash. The 37-year-old man was arrested and bailed to face the Burnie Magistrates Court at a later date. A new digital map is being rolled out for Hobart bus services, giving commuters real-time updates on services. The online timetable allows users to select a bus stop and see how many minutes away the next service is, as well as track Derwent ferries. Burnie is next in line to receive real-time public transport tracking before it's rolled out statewide, but no timeline has been confirmed yet. The Tasmanian events calendar is ramping up with an array of festivals over the next few months. The very best of Tasmania's produce will feature front and centre, as one event seeks to make this year's edition a little healthier for families to enjoy.
With Christmas only days away, event organisers say there's plenty more to look forward to after December 25.
The Taste of Summer is really an experience that captures Tasmania. It's really highlighting our produce from across the state.
After a trial last year, Tasmania's biggest summer food festival is working alongside St Luke's to make the event smoking and vape free.
It's great to see large events like the Taste of Summer really take the lead in creating a healthy and enjoyable environment that can be enjoyed by everyone.
Families with young children want to go to an event where they're not inhaling, especially their young kids, inhaling cigarette smoke or vapes.
In February, there's the annual Variety of Gins event, offering a roaming musical soiree through Hobart's botanical gardens, showcasing world-renowned and award-winning distilleries.
Each of the distilleries, they have their own stand where the guests get to meet the distiller, they talk to them about their product and also get to taste or have a cocktail as well.
So we'll be serving up our Southside cocktail using our award-winning Founders Gin.
But if you want tickets, you better get in quick.
So far we sold nearly 50% of those tickets, so not many tickets to go, but we know every single year we sell out.
We're starting to get really close to selling out for New Year's Eve, which is really exciting.
The two events, alongside others, such as the Hobart International and the Sydney Hobart Yacht Race, ready to bring Tasmania alive during the summer months, posing the question,
why would you be anywhere else?
Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
Surviving the threat of cancellation, a local Carols by Candlelight event went off without a hitch last night. Many families pulling out a picnic blanket to enjoy the festive celebration.
The Grinch failed to stop the return of Launceston's Carols by Candlelight. Council stepping in following a last-minute cancellation, bringing it together in just 3 weeks when usually it takes 9 months.
Wow, it's been big. I've had an amazing group of people and I absolutely could not have done it without them.
For the performers, it was also a tight turnaround.
We put it together in 2 weeks. It's very short, but hopefully we pull it off.
A mix of classics and modern hits were on display, people of all ages taking to the stage, some of the youngest making the biggest impact.
That performance at rehearsals almost brought me to tears.
After many years, the event also returned to its spiritual home, City Park. The community showing its support with hundreds turning out to enjoy the show, leaving only one question on the minds of many: will it return next year?
I'm not sure where it will go from here. I really do hope that it will be back here again next year.
But either way, it provided some festive cheer for many families, alongside an important message.
Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year. Zeke Gaffney, 7 Tasmania News.
After a slow start to the season, the Jack Jumpers will be looking for their 6th consecutive win when they face Melbourne United in their annual open-air game tonight. It'll be the first matchup at the venue since the final game in last season's Championship Series. A noticeable absence for the visitors will be big man Will Magnay, as he's out for almost the entirety of the regular season due to a fractured toe. New recruit Ian Hummer will suit up for the Jackies for the first time after replacing Craig Sword earlier this month. Former world number 4 Sophia Kenin is ready to take another shot at Tasmania's biggest tennis title. The American named as a wildcard entry for next month's Hobart International, 6 years after winning the women's singles competition.
She's been a regular appearance here since she won the title in 2019, and then she went on to win the Australian Open the following year.
More than 100 volunteers will be on hand during the tournament, including Ailsa and Lennis, who have been part of the event since its inception 30 years ago.
Volunteering is always putting something back into your community, whether it's tennis or whatever. That's for me why I like doing it.
Organisers aiming for more than 20,000 spectators through the gates, with tickets available online. The Hobart Chargers lineup is looking strong, with the team welcoming the return of Taylor Roberts, previously playing for the squad in 2021. The 191cm centre adding some height and versatility to the side, helping on both ends of the court.
Having the height's obviously an advantage in terms of rebounding, and the bigger you are, the closer you are to the basket in terms of trying to score the ball.
The team taking part in some light training before pre-season kicks off on January 13.
Hello again and welcome back here to Taralea. I do hope you are enjoying the longer days of summer and getting out and about and experiencing all that Tasmania has to offer, be it just a visit to a museum, a coffee shop, a market or maybe a walking track. Plenty of things to see and do while we have the longer days ahead of us. Of course, we've got music festivals coming up and all the big markets around most of the towns around Tasmania, and the big taste of summer happening post-Christmas. So lots to do and enjoy, and I'm doing that right now here at Taralea Village. While I'm doing that, I'll also check out today's weather numbers. And Hobart, Launceston and Devonport all reached 19 today. Burnie a top of 17 degrees. St Helens and Friendly Beaches also on 19 as temperatures sat between 2 and 6 below average. Flinders Island, Low Head and Ouse 18, King Island and Smithton 17, Strahan 15 and Lyre-Weenie 10, and some reports of snow on higher peaks this morning as well. We did have scattered cloud over us today with cloud attached to a low to the east of us. Bit of rain too overnight, 57 millimetres at Tasman Island to 9 a.m, with 49 at Campania and just a few falls over the west since 9 o'clock. The frontal band is also affecting areas as far afield as the north coast of New South Wales, with low cloud over the southeast of the nation, the far north of the country with thunderstorms. Tomorrow a high to our northwest has a ridge over Tasmania, troughs over WA and the far north. Will be subject to west-southwesterly winds as strong as 30 knots tomorrow over the north and east, with swells peaking under 3 metres in western and southern waters. Gale warnings have been issued between Wineglass Bay and Tasman Island, and a strong wind warning from Sandy Cape all the way around to southeast Cape, along with the Central Plateau Lakes. Tomorrow for Hobart, partly cloudy and 20, 21 for Adventure Bay, a shower for Taralea, don't believe it, top of 15 degrees, 24 for Launceston and partly cloudy, Devonport 21, same for Bridport. Burnie tomorrow expecting 19, a shower for Strahan, 18 the top, 18 also for Marrawar. St Helens tomorrow 20, 21 for Swansea, Whitemark 21, all fine up the east coast. Now on to the next few days, partly cloudy weather for Christmas Day, Hobart 23, Launceston 26 and Taralea warming up to 21. Fine on Thursday until a few showers develop over the central and west in the evening, and showers on into Friday, more frequent in the west but not so much over the northeast. Further north tomorrow, sunny in Perth, 31 there, cloud clearing in Adelaide, 22 and a possible shower for Melbourne, sunny weather over Canberra, Sydney and also Brisbane. And currently the conditions here at Taralea are of course perfect for visiting. In fact, during January and February the average maximum temperature is around 20 degrees, so nothing could be stopping you from coming up here for a quick visit. If you're finding it hard to find somewhere to go, which you shouldn't, head to discovertasmania.com.au/longer days. Plenty of ideas there. Not far from here there's Lake Binney. There's also Bronte Park, the Great Lake, and not far away Wayatina. And of course, Kim, my favourite, Lake Echo. Back to you, Kim.
Thank you, Merv. That is all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.